So equivalent to the international level. That's what we did. So that was one experiment in academics which I did. There are many such small experiments which are conducted. One in Kottayam, there is one school run in which some of my ideas were taken. I think the program was inaugurated by LK Advani. And we had a good residential program in which children were from a remote village school trained to get into the best institutions in India. Some of them are studying in Lady Shriram College in Delhi and all that. It was otherwise unexpected that they will jump from Kerala to Delhi for graduation. So my idea was to bring them to civil service, but most of them in Hyderabad and Andhra, I found that they jumped to US. So one few of students who were aspirants for civil service had been to America. So I was there in America. 2 years back, I was in America conducting similar camps for children of these tech people, MNC companies from India settled in US. I had 150 children on 1 month residential program. That was in 2019, almost the same time. May 24th is the first day where I started my camp. So it ran up to September. May, June, July, August, September. 3-4 months I was there. The Indian children, but it was conducted in a church. Therefore, I had a few local people also involved in that. And that is what I do. And for last 1 year, otherwise I used to travel quite almost 360 days. I travel. Maybe 5 days I will be at home. But for last 400 days, I am arrested in Hyderabad. So every day I am digitally on lectures. Yesterday, I was talking on calculus. Day for yesterday, yeah. I'm basically a mathematician, so I was teaching calculus. Day for yesterday, it was on history. That way, I get some schedules of requirements, so I keep talking, learning and teaching. That's what I do. Nothing more. So one of the project which I had, probably that is how Lalita and me got connected through Prabhakarji. I was thinking the most affected lot in this COVID time is the young children, because age 3 to grade 3, that is where the emotional development happens. That is why the rural children probably are not getting that, because they learn from their parents and the low class teachers probably who are teaching in the villages, because they are not connected to the outside world. They are not opened up. So what happens is the young children are not exposed to all this. So they lose not 1 year. The impact of this 1 year will be a large impact in their lifespan. Yeah, we can repair it, but it needs a greater effort from themselves. And I think that is where I thought an intervention is required. I was planning to collect some brilliant children and then make some small setup where locally they can pool these children. It is true in village or city even today. See, I was talking to some of the doctors, friends who are discussing, the children are only seeing the house and the computer and television. Their eye focus also get adjusted so that their long vision will be lost after some time. So these are problems which physically they will have. Emotional problems will be many. I'm sure intellectually probably they will grow. But I don't know what could be the effect if it continues like this. So I was looking at some solution. That is where I think we were connected. So I was looking at whether it can be done in few clusters. And Hyderabad, it was ready. Almost a few schools wanted to start, but again the second wave came and then it was totally closed. So that chapter is almost happening. So I got back to my basic lectures at different levels. Another interest in agriculture, common interest which we had is agriculture. So during the COVID, I had a lot of seminars and discussions. The biggest problem, I had one of my student, I was teaching in engineering college also in Hyderabad. So one of my student who left engineering was a failure actually. And then he is into agriculture, but the other day he had gave me mangoes cost almost 1,000 rupees. I don't think even 100 rupees mango was useful. The rest of them were so totally because the transportation was very bad. Because it's not cultivating, it is taking care of it, packing it well. You imagine a ripe mango is put in a polythene cover and then transport 40 kilometers. By then it will be, the rasala and all that will go totally waste. I know a lot of problems of agriculture people who wanted to make it a big business, but that doesn't happen. I know somebody who had a lot of leafy vegetables cultivated near to Bongir in one of the places here. But then he couldn't sell it because the local market is always controlled by gundas. They have a hold. The price what they tell is what you have to sell it to them, and they sell in turn to the local retail marketing. So these are all practical problems. I don't know where it gets resolved. I know there are a lot of agricultural BSc. I was looking at in Telangana area. Warangal, I was going to SR University for different classes. So I thought I will talk to the manager and owner and then see whether agricultural students can be involved into teaching a little bit of agriculture management. I remember teaching agriculture management in some of the institutes in early 2005. I was implementing how agricultural management can be taught to BSc agriculture students so that they know how to market their product.
Right.
Found that most of them do academics just for getting a certificate. The real interest is not seen. Academics also is such. They just wanted to give a certificate. Education has become so worst because everybody looks for certificates. Even when I call for a G-Meet on small discussion, some question and answer from somebody, immediately they will ask, will I get a certificate? I said, I will give you 100 certificates. How does it matter? No. So, I think our education system has become only certificates, but not knowledge. The yoga has become a big joke. The yoga day is coming. I have at least 4 invitations to speak on yoga day. I was wondering, we have made it a joke actually. Most of the, I am from a Himalayan tradition meditation. I am from Swami Ramaswamy Vedabharati, who left the Shankaracharya Peeth. He was the one of the Shankaracharya, not in the 4 basic mutt, but at one of the small place in Kolhapur. And that Swami Rama left Shankaracharya seat saying that I don't want to be an administrator of a mutt. I want to spend my life in meditation. Because Swamijis has become more of managers, administrators than real spiritual people. So I feel pity on some of the Swamijis who are establishing their seat, making popular become their agenda. And they become a political cult. They wanted their agents to grab people under them.
Right.
The basic principle of, I also worked with Ramakrishna Mutt for long years. I know very closely people who are into different streams of ashrams. I know them personally, probably. Most of them know me also personally. But the attachment doesn't come because they all try to make their own establishment. But Swamijis are supposed to be not to have that sort of a greed in the power, establishing.
Yeah, very true.
I am from Swami Rama's tradition. I know one of the greatest Swamiji who is selling the maximum number of Ayurvedic products in India. When he becomes sick, he gets admitted into Himalayan Medical College, which is owned by Swami Rama, the Himalayan master. Right.
Okay.
That is why we have diluted the word yoga also. Everybody says, I know yoga. Yoga is not to be known. Yoga is not to be taught. That is what my master taught me. You cannot teach yoga. You cannot teach meditation. You cannot teach samadhi. It is something which you have to. Happiness cannot be taught. I cannot. I cannot teach happiness to anybody. Right? It is me to enjoy happiness. I can take you close to that situation where I enjoy a picture. You may not enjoy the picture. Right? It's actually going from this individual to the inner self where you yourself is lost. But I don't know how a group of people are getting into yoga. If that yoga is only a monkey's exercise, very good. But this is where sometimes we are learning only on the superficial skin. We are not getting deeper. So I am only looking for somebody who love to learn what my gurus are taught. I got my Vedic education from Brahmastri KPC Anujan Bhattacharya, who was an interpreter of Kshetra Samuchayam. That means how temple have to be established, and that is one of the authentic book. Tantra Samuchayam, how temple has to be established and maintained. Only one Malayalam interpretation is there on that Sanskrit version. That is from my guru. That is where I learned Agama Shastra and all that. So, but we don't see somebody who is really interested. They only wanted to learn and then take a certificate and then become teacher immediately. So I am totally available, as Lalitha says. Thank you for time and all is unnecessary. I was not ready at 1 o'clock because I was cooking my lunch. So that's the only thing.
Dr. TPS, your Ayurvedic experience.
I'm basically from an Ayurvedic family. We had the specialist of snakes. One of my maternal uncle was one who could call snake back and then ask the snake to take the poison and then go back. He had that the mantric vidya in him. I don't. That tradition is lost. But we were in our house. We used to gather all the medicines and then make medicines and then give. We don't have bottled medicines.
Right.
So go around the. That's how. I don't remember I had any English medicines until very recently when I had this pressure problem. Meeting a doctor was not in my life. Right. We only do our
job. How do we teach all these things to kids at a young age? It should be actually in the curriculum also, right?
See, Rama, I'll tell you, I used to get a lot of children from Gulf. When I have 10 days camp, their parents will pack 10 set of dress and then send them.
Right.
But in my hometown in Kerala, during this holiday, June, July, the holiday for Gulf, because that is the hottest time there. They have a holiday from June to September in a 1 month, 2 month variation. So that's a time when children come. And they have not seen the rain because Gulf doesn't get that good rain.
Right.
And therefore, one of the funniest thing what I do is I make these children to wet totally inside rain.
Okay.
So you can imagine that 10 dress will not be sufficient because morning itself, if I see a good rain, I will tell all the children. I generally used to have 20 to 25 children. I tell all of them, come and then get wet yourself in the rain. So that's it. I do some agriculture. so that you can also get wet. You don't sweat. Otherwise, Kerala, you sweat. Even in rain, you get a sun, you get sweat, you know. So that's a time probably I'll take them for a walk in the stream, mountains. By the time we come back, everybody will be totally tired. And we ask them to change the dress. But then after 3 days, my boy says my dress is over. Because he never has squeezed his dress and then dried in his life. They depend so much on parents. They remove their dress in the bathroom and it is their parents to put it in the dryer, right? Or the washing machine. That job also they don't do. So I was teaching them how to hang a towel on a twine which you tie. That's how we dry. We don't have drying machines in the village, right? So I was teaching him how to put it on that. Even that doesn't know for children. And when I remember one of the student from Saudi Arabia, I named him also Vishnu. Vishnu was a 10th class boy. When he came to me, his parents were telling if he get, don't allow him to take bath for 3 days. Once in 3 days only he can take bath because he has got asthma problem. Breathing problem is too much for him. As the parents left, next day I took him to a village pond and then asked him, you have to learn swimming. I dumped him inside along with my cousin. My cousin is a great swimmer. He can sleep on water for hours together. He knows that samadhi. He can lie down there. If somebody asks him how long you can sleep there, he will say until I feel hungry. Right. So I told I call him Papata. Etan means brother, Anna in Malayalam. So Papan is his name. Papata, you teach him. See, next day morning, 4 o'clock, this boy wanted to jump in water. And 3 hours, 4 hours he swam, but he did not had any asthma problem. So what do we do is, you know, we have a very small mirchi in Kerala. Which is too hot. 1 kg of that mirchi cost nearly 400 to 600 rupees in the market, local market.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If you take 1 millimeter and then put it in your tongue, you will start jumping because that is the hot. So what they do is give this to children before they get wet. That is the medicine which we learned in from parent. If you get cold, if you get a problem of any respiratory problem, take a little bit of mirchi and then eat it. See, the other day, I am not getting green mirchi in Hyderabad. So other day I purchased green mirchi powder. I am sure if you open that green mirchi powder, I was cutting the packet to put it in the dabba, that's enough. We will start sneezing at least 10 times. So how do you get rid of respiratory problem?
So this is also a technique for COVID, I think.
It's a mirchi is one of the best medicine.
Great. Very good.
There are a lot of small tips which we have in village, which we will know. The pepper. The pepper is one which we just chew. All our throat problem will go.
Right.
So there are many small medicines which we cannot teach them on a dialogue like this until somebody comes and stay there. We have a fun. It's learning through practical life, right?
That's correct.
If somebody says I am from Ayurveda, immediately I will ask them, show me your little finger. Thumb finger, this finger. This finger, if this part is cut, I know he is from Ayurveda family. Because we hold this medicine and cut like this. Definitely this portion would have cut. You can see my portion is cut. It's not a scientist hand, right?
Right. So you're saying that, you know, so is there a fun way, I think, of teaching all these things? I mean, obviously, when children get sick, they can actually become doctors by themselves. So, but someone has to teach them all these. Right?
See, we have, what I'm saying is we have traditional, see, for example, Siddha medicine. Siddha is one of the medicines which now probably only in Tamil Nadu it is very prominent. The Siddha medicine, there is one medical college in Thiruvananthapuram, which is Shantigiri Medical College, where Siddha is being taught.
Okay.
I went there to talk to the Ayurveda students under Siddha medicine. But they have a nursery there, but hardly the students themselves go and maintain that, no? See, that interest should come from within. What you do academically is different from...
True,
what do you do academically is different from what do you do with interest, right?
Right. Very true. Yeah.
See, I was talking on calculus the other on Saturday, 2 BSc mathematics students, calculus and its applications. I was also talking VLSI as one of the example. VLSI is log integration. Integration is part of calculus, right? So I was telling that's how the name itself came like that. I was taking one example.
Right.
One of my BSc classmate means it's approximately 37 years back.
Right.
Heard my lecture which I posted on YouTube and spoke to me yesterday.
Okay.
Because he remembers the class which I took during our education time. We had a mathematics club in which I gave a lecture. They still remember the topic which I spoke on that 37 years back. What I spoke is still remembered by my batchmates. Understood? That comes only when it comes from your experience, heart. That is what is essential. That is what is essential.
Very true, sir.
So learning has to be, that is what I thought, the young children, they have to work with their own hands. If children are not learning by their hands, they are not close to their mother. That is why we call it as motherland. That's why we call it as mother tongue.
Right.
I keep saying if you are good in mother tongue, you are good in any other tongue.
Very true.
If I cannot write a poetry in Malayalam, I am 100% sure I can never write in Telugu. Right.
Very
so
true.
What we need the children to be not in syllabus. We want beyond syllabus, outside syllabus. So I remember when I took my children, 8th grade children, there was a rich man he is one of the richest in India. He is from Kerala. He had a project of corporate social responsibility. I'm sure all Bangalore people know him because he sees the best apartments available in Bangalore, Shobha Developers.
Yes. We know.
Okay.
I guessed that one.
Yeah. And I worked under Shobha for 2 years as an academic consultant of his corporate social responsibility project.
Okay.
So what I did was, that is where the commitment, that's where I love Shobha Menon. He called me once. Soon after we had a lecture for one of the summer camp where his corporate social responsibility conducts a lot of camps. So one of the camp I was a speaker. When I was called, I told I will not speak for 1 hour, I will speak for 1 day. Unless children can have interaction, any talk is useless.
True.
Right.
So I don't believe in such seminars in which 10 people are there, you get 10 minutes and then show that, you presented a paper. All that interest is not there. Unless there is an interaction, I feel very bored. Soon after that, he called me and said, I'm a rich man. That's how he introduced himself. I'm a rich man. Reason number 1. Reason number 2, I am elder than you. Therefore, I request you to come and meet me. And I want to meet you because you are much more knowledgeable than me.
Right.
Oh,
So that is humility.
Okay. I can come and meet you, but today it is not possible because I have number of meetings scheduled.
Right.
So if I have to come to you, it takes few more weeks. But if you can come and meet me, I will save that time and I can meet you faster. So will you come? That is what he asked me.
Okay.
okay.
So I said, yes, I will come. Then I went. He said, tomorrow morning we will meet for breakfast. It was 7 o'clock morning. I met him. So over breakfast, probably 2 hours was what he was planning. Because 9 o'clock onwards, he has schedules of meetings. You know, a rich man with a lot of business. And many people keep updating. So he kept on postponing his meeting and it went up to evening 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. So 13 hours continuous meeting.
Oh,
You both were there. How great.
Understood. So that shows the commitment of people when they see something is very, very interesting to them.
interesting and important.
End of the day, he asked me, give me your address. I wanted to send you something. Because he was seeing me using the old Samsung phone or something, no, that smaller one.
Yeah, feature phone.
Yeah. So that time I think BlackBerry was the best, and he wanted to send me that day's fees for me. Probably that was the gift he wanted to send me. I know how business people purchase people also, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that was almost 33,000 rupees or something cost of BlackBerry that time. So it was a big thing for me as a government servant. No, but then I got committed to him. So I found his commitment of how he takes care of people. So I worked under CSR with great privilege.
Right.
And one of the privilege was I can experiment whether I should take 10th class, 8th class, 9th class, which class students have to be taken to change their life, to mold them into a better life.
Okay.
So he was running a school which is called Shobha Academy from LKG, UKG, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, I think, with all 40 or 90 children. No, 40 children or 420 children altogether. But then I told him, it takes 8 years for you to prove what you have done is correct, because the children have to write the 10th or 12th to prove that what you have done is quite useful, right? Otherwise, how do you prove your children are meritorious? But I told him, you give me 8th or 9th or 10th class children, I will prove that they become very good from what they were in 1 year back to 1 year later. So I took 90 children from 8th class, from a worst where teachers and parents will certify that their children will not pass 10th class. The worst children who are from Malayalam medium.
Right.
And I took them and I started teaching all topics to them. Only on holidays. Rest of the days they will go to their own schools. And then what I did was I converted their medium of Malayalam to English. That is just because I am not in a position to teach in Malayalam, because the whole Malayalam textbooks have been changed over a period of time.
That's correct. Yeah.
Most of the translations are so bad today in local languages, which cannot be taught by somebody who learned earlier in Malayalam medium also. Because every political party keep translating, adding their own versions, right? So I had a big problem. Though I studied in Malayalam medium, I couldn't teach even my own subject mathematics, because I found Vistirnam is a one word which we used. It has been changed into different word, and it was not even able to understand by reading for me. And second thing, I know if you wanted to make somebody internationally, they have to learn English. So what I did was I took them to Goa. I took them to Goa.
Oh, okay.
and 3 days in Goa beach. 3 days in Goa beach did not teach them English, but the hesitation in talking in English is lost.
Yeah, okay.
What I believe is,
that's good. Yeah,
I am not talking to you in Telugu. That is because I know my Telugu is not good. But I'm sure if I'm put in some small village, I was going for HIV volunteering for identifying HIV in the villages long years back. Saturday, Sunday, I used to go to small villages in Telangana.
Right.
I used to speak Telugu nicely because I know they don't understand my English. They don't understand my Hindi. Right. So I know how to adapt to situations, right?
Yeah, correct.
So that demand should be there in learning languages. So what I did is I proved my children, you can speak English when you are put into such situations.
Right. Very true.
You understood. Yeah. And now today, this happened in 2010. After 11 years, when I look back, last 2-3 months back, my children had a Google Meet with me. We had a lot of children who are doing PhD. At least 8 or 10 of them are there in Bangalore. They did their MTech. They are into different projects like Wipro's social projects. They are part of it after their post-graduation. Few of them are in Delhi. They are in the national institutions today.
Right.
Not all of them, but at least 30 of them have gone into the best institutes in India. So I believe if there is a trigger given, when the children are conscious, that also one intervention can be done.
Right.
So one concern, either from the young childhood, you can mold them.
Yeah.
See, now whatever certain done, Modi speaks in English or Hindi, we know the English is having trouble. Even if he is trained well, there is a difference in his English because my English is not good because I studied in a Malayalam medium. I'm 100% sure my children speak better English than me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I am 100% sure when I go to America, put me there for 6 months, my English changes very fast. The way I speak to the Englishman will be entirely different from the way I speak to somebody else, right?
That's correct.
So, language skill is one which we can mold very easily. But what we cannot mold is the basic knowledge. So most of the people think communication is blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So communication is not blah, blah, blah. Communication is the stuff which you gather, right? Vivekananda could capture the audience less than 4 minutes not because of his language.
Yeah.
That is because he has got a great message to push, right?
Correct. Yeah. That's true.
Are we making our children? I see most of the time when we say communicative English, communication skill, style is what is being taught. So are we able to get to their interest, understand what they wanted to learn, put them into that path? Probably Vivekananda became Vivekananda because somebody was there to put him in that path and he got a good master.
That's correct.
Very so true, we need good masters.
Everything was falling in place for him.
We need good masters. We need good students also.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the master cannot reach or show his ability, right?
So that's another thing, sir. We wanted to actually, also try to identify the skills of each of those students. So, what the student is actually good at, what he's interested in, is something which there has to be some program which can identify their skill sets, and then hone their skills in that particular area. So I'm pretty sure Lata Mangeshkar, you could not teach mathematics, right? So that kind of identification, I think, is very important for us to tell at a very young age what a kid could be actually very good at. and what his interest is. So if he's good at something, definitely the interest will also come, I think, in due time.
See, it is more than, I don't know, why am I interested in the porridge which is made out of rice? Because from childhood onwards, I was fed that. Why do I like idli, dosha, but not noodles?
Right.
Because I am daily fed that in a very specific, right? So
Yeah.
why children don't like some of the subjects? Why people don't like maths? Why people don't like social science? Why people don't like different subjects? Because they are not taught nicely by teachers from their childhood onwards.
That is true.
That is absolutely
100% agree.
See, the other day
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
talking to one, I get a lot of individual calls on counseling, what subject is to be taught. One student asked me, sir, I wanted to study psychology. Which college is good for BA psychology?
Right.
See, I could tell because I know the colleges in Kerala, most of them. I was director there. I went all the colleges in Kerala. Not even a single college is left out without my feet on top.
Okay.
I can tell these are the colleges nearby, but I didn't do that. I asked her, why do you want to do psychology?
Right.
I keep,
Right.
so she just wanted an answer because her father referred to talk to me. He is from Qatar.
Okay.
But then I spent almost 45 minutes
Uh-huh.
because I don't want to give an answer saying that either psychology is good or psychology is bad. I also have an MS in psychotherapy, so I learned psychology. I learned pharmacology. I learned, the science of psychology I learned. But people do
Right.
different courses like BA psychology.
Uh-huh.
So BA psychology, the teachers who don't even understand the physical body, only know theoretically what psychology is, can be
Right.
taught, correct?
Right. Right. Yeah.
But then that doesn't serve the purpose because we know our psychology basically depends on the biochemistry.
Right. Right. Lot of it. Yeah.
If I am a meat eater,
Right.
traditionally I'm a meat eater. I am also eating meat from my childhood.
Yeah.
Definitely, if somebody hurts me by a word, also I will not get angry. Because my food habits tells me that I am very cruel by my blood drinker. I drink a lot of blood. Every meat bit is a blood, right?
true. True.
Mm.
I will never be scared of seeing blood or hitting somebody because I am seeing chopping meat every day, right?
Mm. Mm.
Understood? That is not so. Your psychology, your mental ability, your strength depends on what you eat. But
Right.
do you think the basic psychologist understand psychology like this?
Yeah. This is actually very superficial, I think.
That is why.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
immediately I has to tell me one or two psychologists or people who learned psychology, experts in psychology from India. She doesn't know.
Right.
I
Right.
keep asking if I say I love Phillips.
Yeah.
Immediately I will ask you few film personalities name, right?
Right.
If
Right.
somebody says I love music and you don't know who is SP Balasubramaniam,
Yeah.
then how can you say that I am a South Indian who loves music?
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's a North Indian, immediately I will ask whether you know Lata Mangeshkar, which is the best song sung by love. If that also you don't know, how can you say I love music?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do they get introduced to this? I'm sure their parents would have been playing that music.
Correct.
But we don't speak mathematics in our house. We don't speak chemistry in our house. We don't speak. That's all supposed to be taught in classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I keep saying every child should learn along with their parents. And parents also should learn up to 4th, 5th class. Parents also can learn the subjects, right? What is wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, today when I announce that I will teach Bhagavad Gita slokas, immediately many parents will say my child will learn. I stopped immediately saying that I am not going to teach any child. I will only teach parents.
Yeah, yeah.
Good enough. I got some 10 parents learning is good enough. But then when I announce immediately they will learn, I stop after 1 month. Nobody comes back saying, sir, I wanted to learn from you. That means they don't have basic interest.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you check interest was your question. What do? I will give noodles. I will give idli. I will give music. I will give drama. Make them to be part. That's why most of my camps has got music, have drama, have learning different subjects, have got little bit of agriculture, little bit of cooking, mountain climbing, tree climbing, agriculture. Everything will be there in the part of the camp.
Right, right.
After 10 days, I will give them some drama in which unknowingly they will come out and then say, this is what I loved.
Right.
See, when I have got a buffet, what do? I will allow all the people to go around and then taste and see which one they like.
Yeah.
And second course, we go to the table where we really loved eating it, right?
Uh-huh.
So everybody should be given a chance to taste. That is what we do up to 10th class.
Right.
Introducing to different subjects so that they can select what they want in 12th, 11th and 12th.
Correct.
But our selection have become wrong. That is why somebody took psychology, somebody took computer science without even knowing what is the content in that. Where they did not taste up to 10th class, they did not learn psychology. And 11th and 12th, they learn psychology. Just because the psychology teacher was more close to that person, or maybe the teacher was looking so beautiful.
Yeah.
Maybe the teacher's English is better than all the maths teacher.
Yeah.
Maybe the decoration of classes.
Yeah, this fantasy is what makes them to attract to some subject.
Right.
Not that real. So it depends on, I have got a buffet. Gulab Jamun was cooked by a bad cook. Whereas paratha was cooked by an expert. I'm sure you will like that.
Yeah.
So you need good cook. So I keep telling.
That's the first part.
I keep telling in the digital scenario, teachers are not supposed to teach anything. They are supposed to introduce them to the best teachers.
Correct.
There are a lot of digital teachers available, fantastic teachers, no?
Okay, yeah.
And you don't have to feed them every day. You don't have to teach mathematics every day. 1 month, one class is good enough. The rest of that, they will have to find their own technique of learning from the internet, right?
Right. Yeah, I think these days it has become something like, the ability to learn is actually more important for them to actually.
But today also we see the same teachers, they did not change. Instead of classroom, they have a camera in which they keep on blah blah blah, same style.
Yeah.
So we have not digitally become teachers. I was teaching some of the BEd teachers. They were asking me to record my talk and then send it. I said, I am not going to do that until you can come and interact with me. Why should I do this recording? You can listen all my YouTube talks, I said. Then the coordinator was telling, even Vice Chancellor has given his inaugural speech, recorded and sent it. Why can't you do that? I said, you can take somebody else, not me.
Right.
Sorry, even one of my thought is convert every chapter, every lesson, every topic into a drama.
See, that is what I do. That is what I tell them. Assume you want to know how Indian Parliament works. We can have people divided into different groups. Communication skill, organizing ability, event management, leadership skills. Everything is taught through drama only.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That is the best method. That's why I was teaching in KL University until last December. They wanted me again because they were forcing me to come to campus. I said, Tata, bye-bye. Again, they locked down online class. They asked me, I said, stop, I don't want. That is because I teach mathematics without even a PowerPoint. I want children to write, not me.
Right.
See, when I write, 2 plus 3 equal 2, they will only see that. They are not writing.
Yeah, they are not experiencing it basically.
Yeah. So when I say you write 2 plus 3 equal 2, then tell me the answer. That is what is to be done. But today what we see in digital classroom, teachers will show 2 plus 3. That doesn't work.
Yes.
So
And
teachers
that also very
overdoing.
expensive, sir.
Yeah. Teachers are overdoing, but students are not working.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Sir.
And so, have you had any experience in project-based learning in the sense that, there are a lot of these projects which are very interesting projects, like, it could be setting up a solar cell or something like that.
See, I was head of the Department of Management, MBA, in Aurora College in Hyderabad.
Okay.
What I did was, generally for MBA students, they get a lot of projects done as part of their curriculum.
Right.
I told 90 children were there. I told 90 children, go to Bongir. Today it's a municipality.
Right.
Go around and meet all the people and find out some problems which a management student can address.
Okay.
This was done approximately 8 months before the project work could start.
Okay.
Every day 2 hours.
Yeah.
They have to go out and then hunt for problems.
Right.
Real life problems. On the ground. Right. That could be in the municipality, that could be in the mutton shop, that could be in the barber shop. I don't care.
Right.
Go hunt for problems. Right? I could list out nearly 120 problems in only one small place called Bongir.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said, now we will start discussing really how can this problem be converted into a project work for you academically.
Okay.
We had teams, discussions. Those children went back to the problem where the source problem they identified, had discussions with them, converted into projects.
Right.
Last 4 batches before I became the head of the department, none of them got employment because of their MBA.
They got it because of these projects.
Some because of all 23 or 24 of them got job where they did project in Bongir itself, their own village.
Yeah. Right.
You understood?
Yeah, that's very nice. Very nice.
See, what I'm saying is, they identified there was the biggest problem where they wanted to take some loan. They have to go to, with the gold, they have to go to some far off place for pledging. There were no gold laundry system, the loan on gold, no?
Right.
During the time, 4 branches of different places, they started in their place.
Oh, wow. Okay.
See, you can imagine a small project in a college can change. I'm 100% sure India can do wonders. We have a lot of people who says employment problem. There is no employment problem. There is only problem with the laziness.
Right.
I wanted to have young children who will do some real projects in their village. Part of the academics improvement. They themselves have interest in learning the problems in their life, around their life.
Right.
And we have a new education policy. I am 100% sure it will get spoiled immediately.
Yeah.
Because no teachers want to implement, no politicians want to implement, no school administration wanted to implement. But that is why I was pushing this new education policy, Grandma Child Care Center, Youth Development Program. Motivating them to become the administrators. I keep saying IAS. So I reached Anandapur and all because I was one of the person who was training a lot of children for civil service.
Okay.
And I keep saying IAS is not Indian Administrative Service. It is immediate academic success.
Right.
You cannot aspire to become an IAS without even getting first rank in your own school, in your own subjects, you know. If you are a good academic student, you don't aspire to become civil service. It's very, very difficult to have it.
Yeah.
So I keep
That's true,
saying,
sir.
you must study thoroughly now, and that
Yeah.
can be motivated by young children. Probably the last chance in becoming good students during the up to 10th class. Now they can start training their children up to 10th class so that they can learn at the age of 20 the up to 10th class syllabus much faster. They can also teach their younger children. They can become
Right.
IAS, the younger children become immediate academic success also.
Right.
So this is
Right,
the model which I wanted to work.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That is what I
Very
was
nice.
looking for. Yeah.
Okay. 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 Yes, sir. I think it actually resonates with us. We are also thinking of. We already are trying to form groups of people in the rural areas, teach them entrepreneurship skills. But then these are the things also which can be actually inculcated in them. Definitely, I think we should work together and then see how we can incorporate and all these ideas into rural youth. So. Very nice, sir. I think I will also catch up later, and then I'll tell you about what the different clusters where we are actually got these rural youth. And then, as I said, we are also trying to train some of the rural youth on the emerging technologies and all that. But they are also very interested in actually going back and working in the rural areas, and so such kind of thoughts, if can be actually instilled in them, that would actually go a long way.
So I just saw the Rama School of Excellence, the videos and all that.
Okay. Yeah. Shall I put a word here? Actually, yeah. Rama, see, what we can plan is, since yes, you all have a good team, you have a good network of such like-minded people. If you can arrange a Zoom meet,
sure.
One more Zoom meet or Google Meet, whatever it is, the coming Sunday, whenever Dr. TPS is convenient for him and for you all, see, all the 13, 40 people, whomever you have, let them all interact, and Dr. TPS will speak about the grandma childcare Shiksha concept and some other concepts which he has been telling now. He is very experienced. So when you all share on a common platform, maybe you all will get more ideas how to go ahead in this direction, right?
Definitely.
That's what I feel that I think the coming meeting, if everybody is feeling convenient, I think Raghavendra, you all can listen. If Dr. TPS says okay for it, we can have it. Dr. TPS, what do you say about this? This is my idea.
I keep telling, I'm a wrong person where I have less infrastructure, less of contacts with the people. Connectivity probably is less. What happens is I tap only students community and then did a lot of things. As soon as they get a job, they quit, they become their own family problems and then they leave.
Yeah.
To catch them young is fine, but to sustain them during their family life, is very difficult. So I'm sure they will join for some time, but they cannot dedicate themselves, right?
Yes.
Understood. So
yes. One thing, Dr. TPS, these people all, they all are working in IT sector or wherever it is, but they all are committed. They all are committed to do something, give back something to the society, work in clusters, work in rural areas, from whatever, that is their passion actually. It's not their livelihood or whatever it is. Now they feel that, okay, we have done our livelihoods are taken.
That is what I was telling Lalita. I am freely available.
Thank you.
Perfect.
See, I always dedicate time and whatever physically or whatever knowledge-wise possible, I dedicate myself. I don't mind reaching out to any time, any place for these cause of transferring and empowering the youth for doing something for betterment.
Dr. TPS has gone up to the China border, India-China border.
Every year I used
there,
to,
yes,
sir. 0 point.
Yes, 0 point, and lakhs of youth are trained by
children. There are a lot of children.
Yes, sir.
Sure, they need some sort of a project mode working, which I am not very good. Right.
Yeah. So anyway, so we'll contribute to that, sir. I think there's a lot
that is
of
that is where I thought Lalitha wanted this connection. So I'm so thankful and happy.
Yes,
so we all want to
TPS,
yeah.
We need your guidance. See, we all are ready to unlearn and learn because we want your guidance. You are such a dedicated person who has dedicated your life for the nation, and we want to really pick up with the threads and see what can be done from our side, right? All of you, na, Rama?
Yes. Agree,
ma'am. Definitely, ma'am.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we really want to whatever you have initiated, it is for the common cause. It is for the good of the present generation, the younger generation, upcoming younger generation. Definitely, we are ready to contribute. And I told you, these people are really dedicated. They have that passion, actually. That's when I thought I should connect them to you. That is the reason I wanted them to talk to you and get a direct interaction with you. That's the reason we had this Zoom meet today.
Sure.
Now, if you say yes, they will conduct you can have a Zoom meet where all people will gather here, all your group members, and then we can have a larger audience there. I
can also add my Anandapur team. Some few children probably could be there. They will also join.
Sure.
Please, sir.
Yeah, you can just tell when we can have it.
You can tell me the time and date, and then accordingly, if I have some other schedule, I will just request you to change it. Otherwise, acceptable for you.
Yeah, that we will do it, Dr. TPS. And Dr. TPS, can you send me some of the YouTube links also of yours?
You just so type in Dr. TPS.
There are thousands of Dr. TPS with YouTube. There are thousands of this one.
Only thing, either you can pick up by topic wise. Suppose you say UNDP, Dr. TPS. I'm sure there will be some UNDP talk.
Yes.
There is the Sustainable Development Goals. Like the other day, I had a lecture for some Delhi group of people, Enactus. They are planning to put the Sustainable Development Goals under UNDP. I was telling them Sustainable Development Goals is 15 years from 2015 to 30. And already we lost 7 years. Now we are discussing that, how to think about it and do it. Nothing will happen in this world if half of the time is over, you are still discussing with the projects, right?
Right.
Yes, sir. So that's where we want to bridge that gap, sir. So
that is what I was talking to those children. I'm so glad at least some children from Delhi is thinking about it after 7 years.
No, actually, Dr. TPS, we were all there in the initiation, MDGs, when it was MDGs in 2010. So how can we... We'll have it this weekend, Raghavendra.
Yeah, absolutely no problem, madam. This weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Friday.
You can
you can call all your people also, na?
Yeah,
you can call all your other people also.
Yeah, definitely, madam. Definitely. Yes, sure.
You can arrange the meeting, and Dr. TPS, you can send the link so that Dr. TPS will say is convenient this one. And I think we can have a more productive and action plan. It should be action-oriented meeting.
Plan, definitely, madam.
Today we all could get an introduction, came to know each other, and I think Dr. TPS is. We should first thank him for sparing his most valuable time.
No, we all should thank Lalitha for connecting and then.
It's all. No, Dr. TPS, you're a role model. No? You have done this all over the country and the world. So for us, it is all a very small initiative. What we can do from our side.
We can do it.
Ma'am, if you could actually share your email, then maybe I'll start sending out some of the points which we could actually discuss and also get that so that they know
what you do is you can probably make a group, WhatsApp group in which
we'll do. I'll form a group, Rama. I'll form a group where we all will be there. And Dr. TPS also will be sending many of his flyers and links that he keeps doing with all of us. And I think we all will get connected far more better. And you can also bring some of the people like the way we did for many other Google Meets also, our Zoom Meets also. We'll do that way.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay?
Sure. Okay.
You can add other people also. Let them also from now itself, let them know what about TPS, more and more about what he is doing. And then on Sunday, I think we all will be sitting with more information there, relevant information to have a discussion. And it can be a very rocking meeting where we'll all come out with an action plan.
You can listen to some of the grandma. If you say grandma Dr. TPS, you will see all that grandma discussions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Definitely.
Dr. TPS, if you put, you will get complete YouTube. And even TPS, you just tell about that you're all those videos. Dr. TPS, about that Arunachal Pradesh one and all that Vivekananda Kendra.
Yeah, we have nearly 37 schools under Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalayas.
Okay.
The schools are actually run by Vivekananda Kendra. Not Kanyakumari. They have a local body from people from Kanyakumari. Arunachal Pradesh Chief Secretary is the secretary for that. It's like a trust.
Okay.
And what Arunachal Pradesh, I don't know whether you know the constitution of Arunachal Pradesh. Nobody can buy land, nobody can sell land in Arunachal Pradesh.
Yeah, just like Sikkim and
so no government, no individual institution can go and start a academic institution because you cannot buy land, right?
Right.
So what government does is government will allot land, construct a building, and then give you can run school.
Oh, okay.
That is done by Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalaya.
Okay.
So I was associated with Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalaya. Vivekananda Kendras are there at Kerala and Kanyakumari, Ramakrishna Math relationship, and all that took me to reach to Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalaya in Arunachal Pradesh.
Okay.
So every year I used to conduct a large camp for 9th class passed children.
Okay.
So when they reach 10th class, I will give them some motivation so that they become little focused on higher studies.
Right. Okay.
That program was called Prajodayat, Enlightenment.
Okay.
So I did many years. I used to have 10th class children selected from all the schools to one of the school, and then we spent some 5 days, nearly 1,000 children residential program. And then in between, I will go to different schools, 11th and 12th children. So I did service for long years.
Oh, great. Very nice, sir. Very nice.
That generally used to be December, January, February, so that the next academic year, they will become tuned for their better academics. Today, now most of my classes in Punjab University or maybe Leo Valley University and some other Delhi, all of them are conducted to those children who are in Arunachal Pradesh, now studying in different parts of their country.
Okay.
Still following me and conducting my programs. That's one happiness which we have.
Great. And is the curriculum the regular curriculum?
CBSE.
Okay.
Exact CBSE, but the situations are not very good because they don't have chemistry lab, physics lab, biology lab. Basically, because maintaining teachers, training them becomes difficult. So reaching out to such places is also difficult.
Right.
What we have is a science lab, which is in a van. So we have a chemistry vehicle, we have a physics vehicle, we have a biology vehicle, which will run in different schools and stay there for 2-3 weeks, move to the next school, stay there for 3 weeks. So children will get experiments also get exposed to them.
Oh, that's very nice. So you have that? Do you have all the labs with you?
There were some support from Infosys and all that for such programs.
Okay. Great.
We could pull some resources from different funding from different. See, these are some small things which makes a large difference in the village.
Difference. I know, sir. I know. Yeah, definitely, sir. So that's
not
why
lab which is important. See, you have to get a good chemistry teacher who can make chemistry learning a great fun.
Right. Very true. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You need a great physics teacher who can make physics learning so fun, no?
Fun, yeah. Rather, scoring marks and all.
Yeah, that is what, and we did. I had one of my student who motivated went to international science fair also from Northeast.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Cool, sir. But I just wanted to check with you. These labs would still, like, if we want to actually go around here in each of the villages.
See, actually, we have to set up. We have to buy one vehicle and then put all that equipments what is required. You know, like a science lab, physics lab, what is required for high school can be put there. But that is simple. But what we need is a good teacher who can explain it, right?
Right.
So, sir, actually,
we have a ISRO vehicle which goes around with such experiments. We had a train. We had a science train in India, right?
Okay. I didn't know that, huh?
Yeah, we had a science train. We had a science train which was running all throughout India and stay in different stations. And we had volunteers from IITs who were explaining science to them.
Right. Oh, okay.
Great. That is more important. See, what I can do is I can take a ISRO rocket model, but I cannot make children to play with that, right? What I do is I have some motivated scientists who can show that a small bottle can be converted with a pressure pump inside to convert it into a rocket, and then you can throw it like a rocket.
Right.
See, that part has to be added by a teacher who has got interest in that.
Correct.
We can also have astronomy van where we can have a space view. We can have a telescope fixed.
Right. Oh, all those things are really great, sir. So
that is what I'm saying. We need some pulling of ideas can be given. We need a pulling of resources, putting people. That can be done. See, for example, in my own house, as we enter, I have got a Jula which people can pull themselves, and then you can lift yourself because I use the basic pulleys.
Yeah.
Right. 4 pulleys are good enough to connect each other, tying between the tree, and you sit there and then pull yourself. You will lift up, right?
Yeah.
So that is what I did in my entry itself.
Okay. Great. Yeah, nice.
That's what
actually, sir. So, since we were actually teaching the youth, and some of them were very interested in also teaching in rural schools and all that. So, I think we can actually form a connect between what we are teaching. So, from the industry, we are actually teaching them, but then they are also interested in giving back to the society.
See, so, that is why Rama, I was telling, we need to have a collaboration of civil service training plus schooling program together. These students who will come for civil service, we will give them free training. Free direction, but they have to teach these young children. That is an assignment. So what are we giving them? Actually, we are giving them the best teachers as youth who will impart the knowledge to the young children. It's a shake hand between both of them. They get understood.
It's a win-win situation. Very true.
We are also teaching the social service aspect to those civil service aspirants. When they become civil servants, they will remember, I also did a social service as part of my learning, right?
Right.
Yes. So they become committed to the society.
Correct.
That's a model which I wanted to work.
Sure, sir. I think that is a model which we are also believe in. So I'll send you the link of this thing about how we are actually training students. But then if you can bring in your IAS teaching, and also there's courses which are emerging technology courses. All of them can be actually bought in under one umbrella. With the aim of actually having these students actually go back to the villages and teach there.